Hello everyone, today we are with the lovely Lizzie Drury. She's a horse nutritionist and we want to know a little bit more about the importance of having a nutritionist at the show. Lizzie, welcome.
Hi, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much also for being here. Lizzie, tell us a little bit more about what does a horse nutritionist does.
Well, exactly as the word nutritionist explains, I'm literally responsible for helping to manage and support the nutrition of horses. I'm also involved in ration formulation, so making up diets and rations for different types of horses, competing in different types of disciplines. So I guess really I see my job as being the person who takes care of the feeding so that the riders can just get on and concentrate on what they're doing and ride the horses. So
I know you work very close by with some important riders, for example, like Philip Spivey. Does the needs of a horse and a human being become very different?
They are very different, but when you're looking at human athletes and then looking at equine athletes, the nutritional principles would be very similar from the point of view you've got to get the right fuels and the right things going in if you want to achieve maximum performance. One of the main differences obviously with horses compared to feeding humans is that with horses we're relying on things such as the pasture, hay, forage, and then concentrate cereal feeds. So
I know you also work, like you said, with horses of different kinds of disciplines, not only show jumping. Between those different types of disciplines, is also the needs of the horses very different? Biologically, are they also different?
They are very different. So if we look at horses, for example, that are show jumping, and then compare that to the nutritional requirements of, let's say, for example, an eventing horse, with our show jumpers, they've actually got to generate a lot of power and some speed, so they have to have that explosive energy, whereas with the event horses we've got to achieve some of that explosive power, but they're also as well competing for longer periods of time, so they're going cross country, so they need stamina. So the way in which we feed horses doing these different disciplines is actually quite different, and that can be where with nutrition it can be the difference between winning or actually coming second. So it's very different and can be very specific, and obviously the higher up the levels you go, the more important it becomes.
Do you remember a specific case study you have, the biggest challenge of your career in terms of a specific horse?
I think rather than just being a specific horse, one of the biggest challenges I think that I faced last year was just more about the pressure and the number of horses that I was responsible for managing from a nutritional perspective. I was really fortunate to work with all of the dressage team at the Rio Olympics, and we won, Team GB won the dressage gold, and then also as well working with Peder Fredriksson, who won the silver for the show jumping, and then our eventer Sam Griffiths, who won the bronze. And I just felt in the run up to the Olympics there was a lot of pressure. You work for a long time with these horses and these riders, and it's the Olympics, and you've kind of got to get it right. And when it comes to feeding, sometimes things can go wrong. So it was a challenge and a career highlight. So yeah.
Villamor Atlantic Tour is a horse jumping show. Can you leave us some nutritional advices to this specific kind of horses?
I think what's very important for horses, particularly when they're coming away and they're competing on these tours, it's a long period of time, and it's one of these situations where actually it's the preparation beforehand that is almost more important than what actually happens when they're at the tour. If you haven't done correct preparation before, you are probably going to run into some issues as the tour goes on, with horses getting prematurely tired, perhaps experiencing more muscle stiffness and things like that. So the preparation is way before the tours actually start, and then once you're at the tour, it's very much making sure that these horses, one, get some downtime and peace and quiet and rest time. I'm a big one for plenty of forage, keeping their digestive systems healthy, and obviously getting the feed right, which if you've done your preparation will be right anyway. And fine tuning, obviously with horses, things don't always go 100% right all of the time, and that's perhaps where I then come into kind of more use at these tours, when we're having to perhaps deal with horses maybe that have gone off their appetites, they don't want to eat as well, or they have just got a bit of muscle soreness. So I'm coming in and doing some of the fine tuning.
So in your opinion, the nutritional part can't be seen as an independent thing. It had to be included in a package together with the restness, also the physical preparation.
Absolutely. Nutrition is one of those cogs in that whole big wheel, and it's very much a team. It's a team effort. So you need to be working together, obviously, with your vets, with your farriers, with the physios, and working very closely as well with the riders and the grooms. So the nutrition is like that cog in a whole big wheel, and all of those bits of the jigsaw have got to be right, so that then we can go out and cheer on and congratulate our winners. So absolutely, teamwork all the way.
Lizzie, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget to feed your horse and feed it right.